Previously on Vagabonds.
Bo is in his bunk and he's trying to sell off the flamethrower that he bought like 10 episodes ago that he has no use for anymore because he can just fucking throw fireballs.
Maybe it's a good idea to hang on to our resources for now until we know, what the fuck is what the fuck.
Can I just send Dr. Byrne a follow-up message regarding the request?
I am detecting a very low-level frequency. There's no dead people around.
But there are!
Is this the Oort Cloud? Is that where we are? We are in the Oort Cloud. You assholes brought me back here.
I'm gonna have to give you an affirmative here, yes.
So yeah, you start shooting, and there's like a psychic whine as it hits that like kind of passes through the ship. You hear it kind of because you're back with the guns first, but it kind of passes through all of you, and you hear like this shriek that's only
Like
really
a
in your head.
feedback almost.
That's horrible.
So, welcome back to the Roll Less Taken. I'm Graham, and I'm with my three favorite drinking buddies.
But I don't drink. Okay, I'm Mike and I play Bo and I don't drink, but my character, he drinks.
I'm Megan and I play I.O. Jewel, and I am abstaining from the alcoholic beverages.
I'm Perry, and I play Jane, and my relationship with alcohol is supposed to remain a mystery.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't have anything. You guys always have something funny to say. I never do.
You are a crucial part of this podcast, Perry.
I don't know how to make dad jokes. You guys are gonna kick me off.
We wouldn't be in this mess without you.
So, the last time we were talking, your quest took you to the Archway, which has a pretty shady reputation.
We can't call it Stargate because we'll get sued.
We have to censor that part out now.
Guys, I've never watched an episode of the show that will not be named.
I watched the movie. There was a movie, right?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, I don't think I ever watched a show.
Well, the
Also, I was
better.
in like single digits, so I don't really remember it. I mean, I played a lot of StarCraft. I imagine it's
It's got to be the same.
It's basically the same show, except as a video game, and with more aliens. That are actually bugs. Anyway, so Bo is staying on the ship, I think,
No pants
a
party.
little bit freaked out. Yeah, having a no pants party, a little bit freaked out by the presence of the creepy archway thing. Jane and Io had put on spacesuits and were going to go check it out. And you guys did notice that there was like a ship parked at the sort of further end of the asteroid, a little bit almost beneath the archway. Or like the underside of the asteroid on which the archway sits.
Can I, for the first time since episode 2 or 3, use my Nurgle entropy detector?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something about archaeology.
No, actually, I've been listening to the first couple episodes. It turns out I'm not an archaeologist, I'm a treasure hunter.
Yeah, Indiana Jones.
Oops. Too late now, though.
I mean, Indiana Jones was both. I'll allow it.
Yeah. Synonymous, totally.
I have now merged the canon with the canon.
Especially in the future. I would like to use my Nurgle entropy detector
Okay.
to detect any
Nurgles.
Nurgle entropy.
Well, I think I had it that you guys were like about to open the door or something. So have you opened the door yet is the question.
Do I need to open the door in order to use my Nurgle entropy detector?
I believe it does actually work through walls is the thing that we established, so no.
Then I would like to just real quick before we step outside into the complete unknown, let me detect to see if there's anything dead waiting for us. In no way helping us decide if there's a threat, since it's been thousands and thousands of years and they could have starved to death for all we know. But I used the thing. Beep.
So the way that I kind of imagine that it works is like it's got like settings that you can like adjust. So like on the first setting you don't get a reading, and then you sort of adjust it more, and then there's like a sort of a half, like a almost a ping. You sort of keep adjusting and keep adjusting, And basically what you're doing each time you adjust is you're looking for like smaller and smaller pieces of a body. And then eventually you go to like basically particulate setting, and that's when it starts pinging like in what would be the atmosphere of the asteroid if there was one. It's literally everywhere. There's just particulate body.
That makes up
Isn't
the
that-
atmosphere?
What?
Isn't that just like how Earth is, though? Because if you think about it, there's been like 7 trillion people on this planet. And yeah, we're at like 6 billion now, but we're all just breathing the poo particles of like Julius Caesar. It's fine.
It was very Shakespearean of you.
It sounds way darker when you explain it this way.
Wait, my way or Graham's way?
I imagine this is a setting you would use on an inhabited planet for just that reason, but here on an uninhabited asteroid, it's basically picking up, like, you know, dust particles.
Okay, so somebody
Human
got
dust.
vaporized.
That would be your assessment.
Is
yes.
it the same? Does the reading look the same as if I was called into somebody's backyard because their kid tripped over grandma's urn?
Somebody got
blew
particulated.
into the garden.
Or is it much dire?
I would say that it is probably similar to that, yes.
Okay. Well, that tells us nothing. I open the door.
Are you picking anything up on that thing?
Maybe somebody got vaporized. Or several somebodies.
Oh.
As soon as you open the door, there is a voice from...
My head. Sorry.
Yes, pretty much, actually.
What?
I'm trying to remember if how we established ghosts looked, because I don't recall if we actually did. Whether they look the way they think of themselves, or whether they look the way they were when they are dead. Or when they died, I mean. But there is a voice that says to you, "Hey, can I get a ride?"
I look around for the ghost. I can see ghosts. We have established
Yes.
that I can see ghosts.
I'm going to pretend that you can see the way they think of themselves rather than the way their body currently is.
Oh, convenient for you.
And this is something only Jane can hear and see?
Yes, this is something that only Jane can hear and see, but there is like a man, he's sort of stout, he's got like a thick red beard, he's got sort of coppery skin, he is not currently wearing a spacesuit, and he's kind of looking at you and sort of honestly asking if you can get a ride. But of course, you hear nothing.
Okay.
Do I recognize his ass or his face?
You do not. And as you sort of pause for a second, he continues, "My ship isn't reacting to me. I can't get it to turn on or anything. It's weird. Maybe it's out of fuel. If you guys could, like, spot me a fuel ride."
Oh, Io, this is so fucking awkward.
Are you okay? What's going on?
This hardly ever happens to me anymore, man. Oof. I'm feeling like such an amateur right now. I don't have my book on me. I ain't got no candles. Oh.
What are you talking about?
Sidebar. Io?
Yes, Jane?
There's a dead person here.
Where?
They don't know they're dead.
Oh,
It's
that
so awkward. What do I
that
say?
is weird. This is your department, Jane. I think you are the expert. Break it to them nicely?
They usually know that they're dead.
Well, what are they saying?
Break it to them nice. Okay. All right. Hey, sir,
Hmm?
you're dead. No, wait, don't. We can still. Fucking shit. I was wondering
What?
why he didn't just fly through space.
What happened? What'd he say?
I think maybe I upset him.
Yeah.
I think he might be upset. And he
Is-
flew away.
Oh, they
Or something. Whatever they do when they go elsewhere.
maybe we should take it slower next time if we encounter someone.
What?
Maybe go along with them and let them think they're still living? I don't know. Again, this is your area of expertise.
Aren't I like the equivalent of like a college dropout from this particular
From, like, clerical school, basically.
like a clerical
You're like a
dropout.
seminary dropout.
That's awesome.
Sorta, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. Bedside.
What-
I failed bedside manner every year.
What?
Every year I failed it.
Are you saying you didn't complete your, I guess, training?
No, but they give you the operation in the beginning, so it doesn't matter.
The-
You can see
the
dead people
operation?
for the rest of forever.
What?
Excuse me as I just introduce some canon. Yeah, because that's how you gotta learn. The only way to learn is by doing the thing, and the only way to do the thing is if you have the operation, then you see the dead people.
Jane, I am so confused and baffled by you on a daily basis, but I mean, seeing that you're kind of like a dropout, I have a newfound respect for you.
Why, thank you. Shall we proceed, I guess?
Yeah, I suppose, and let's proceed carefully with any spirits we encounter.
I'll try, but poof.
What did that guy say anyway before he went poof?
He wanted a ride, because his ship wasn't working.
Oh, so his ship is still here?
Presumably it's the thing that's sitting there.
Oh, is that the one we saw? Sorry.
Yes, you saw a ship on the way in, is what I'm sure what I should say.
Okay. Is it docked?
It's just kind of parked in the same way the yours is. The landing gear is out.
Okay.
It's sort of at the, I kind of picture that you guys kind of parked almost halfway between the archway and where the ship is.
Okay.
Should we check out the ship before we check out the archway?
I mean, it can't hurt. Maybe we can find them again, or someone they know.
That's a good idea. Let's go check it out. Hey, this is really good news for you, Io. If we die, at least you can come back and haunt the ship and still hang out with us for the rest of eternity.
Oh, great. That sounds like so much fun and something I'd love to do because I love you all so much. Yeah.
On that note, Bo, what are you doing?
I was thinking about this, and I know that Perry just introduced canon 21 episodes in, and I kind of want to do the same, but I don't know.
Let's lay it all out, guys.
How do we feel about Bo knowing how to play the saxophone?
I feel very good about it.
Sure, there's a fan base that is super into it right now.
So you're just up there playing the saxophone to Dr. Parsnip and Pixel?
Yeah, shades on, shirt on, pants off. Because it's not often that Bo gets any, well, I mean, I guess he would get alone time, but not, free reign of the ship, you know what I mean? Kind of yeah, I get to relax in the comfort of my own room. Great.
Oh, I was picturing you, doing that, I don't even know what movie it is, but, walking around and just, sock sliding into corridors and playing the sax. That's the one.
Tom Cruise style?
I thought it was Risky Business, but I haven't seen it, so I couldn't be sure.
MC, can I ask a question?
Yes.
What are Pixel and Dr. Parsnip doing in this moment?
Are they there for your saxophone recital?
Yeah.
Dr. Parsnip is quietly snoozing, and I think Pixel has turned their casing off, and is actually just monitoring the ship and doing ship things.
Groovy.
Meanwhile, away from the sax man, you guys kind of walk over to this ship. It's like a single person ship. It's a very small sort of runabout that has a pretty large range. There are a couple of cases that one could use to transport artifacts or things that one found on a dig site. There is no body inside it. There are random laser pistols, nothing particularly more powerful than what you have at the moment. And just sort of the general tools that if you, Jane, were sort of striking out on your own as a treasure hunter, these are the kinds of things you would want on your ship.
Oh no, was he a noob that somehow got in way over his head? Is there any documentation in his ship? Do I see any books or maps or...
There isn't anything out. There's a little, I'm imagining there's the cockpit, there's a dining area, and then there's a bed chamber area, and there's nothing no journals or anything out on the table. All of the maps and things are pretty standard. The computer, as you guys walk in, does switch on, so you can make inquiries, check the log and stuff. Why don't I have you make a flames check, and I'll give you different amounts of information depending on what you roll.
I got a strike. Get a wicked paper cut.
From a digital journal?
From the computer?
Oh, right, I forgot. Fuck, I'm an idiot.
While you're in your spacesuit?
Jane has a virus.
Oh my god! I catch a virus from the computer. That would be so fucking funny.
The computer transmits basically like a shitty pop-up ad kind of virus to you, so like every little while you just get like another random pop-up ad for usually
Beep,
Tritonian
sexy
products.
signals for you.
Are in your area.
It obscures like one of my eyes at any given time.
Yep, exactly.
It starts playing music at really inopportune moments, and you don't know where it's coming from.
And of course, you find that very distracting. So that is how your strike manifests. I'm going to give you a strike.
All right.
You do figure out the owner of the ship is a man named Rance Watson.
Wait. Pause the podcast. That fucker's on my list, ain't he?
Uh-oh.
Why do we have to pause the podcast for that?
Because I didn't pull up the list.
Yeah, but also yes.
Oh, then I won't pull up the list. Rance Watson. Tell me what do I know about him?
Well, he's a dude.
A dude.
His name is Rance, and his family is called the Watsons. No, I think it's a name that you do kind of recognize loosely. Because you've probably had some run-ins with him in the past. He's another, treasure hunter. He's more, into the smuggling aspect of things and less into the archaeology aspect of things.
Obviously, or he would have left his fucking journal out. Every fucking good archaeologist knows you don't take your journal with you into possible certain dooms that nobody can find out what you were doing later. That's just irresponsible.
I'm having trouble telling if that's Perry or Jane.
We're so similar. We have so many things in common.
So yeah, it's a name that you recognize. Aya, what are you doing while Jane is playing with the computer?
I'm just kind of looking around at things throughout the ship, just being nosy.
Sure. Do you want to make an investigation type check?
Sure. What do I roll again?
That would be Gales. Giles.
I can do it. 2.
You find his wardrobe is full of actually pretty current-looking clothing, so he's a pretty well-dressed dude. And he had a needle gun, apparently, stashed away. You do find one thing kind of carved into, the bathroom wall. He sort of graffitied his own bathroom wall, apparently, and one thing that he wrote is that just said, Sai-Jai sucks. So you kind of imagine that you kind of picture him getting super drunk and getting really mad at some dude named Sai-Jai.
Is it S-U-X?
Jane, do you have heard that name? Yes, of course.
And was Sai-Jai the one that we met on the planet most recently?
No, that was Taki.
I'm sorry.
It is a name that Jane would recognize if you pointed it out to her.
Would I recognize it from when I looked in her journal that one night when I snuck into her room?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is a name that is on the list.
Hey, Jane.
Hey, buddy.
Is this familiar to you at all? And I point out the Sai-Jai sucks writing on the wall.
Yeah. She's super dead.
Oh.
We met her.
So it is a hit list.
It's not a hit. How long have we known each other now?
You just said that they're
you
dead, and they were on your list.
Most of the people on my list are dead.
Because it's a hit list.
Yeah, but one of the people on my list of dead people was technically me.
Fair point. I'm sorry. I got a little ahead of myself.
I know that this is a stressful situation, but we gotta keep our shit together.
All right, I'm focused, but so
from your meeting with Sai, you remember that they were also a treasure hunter smuggler, and based on this graffiti, you kind of pieced together that Rance and Sai were probably competitors.
I think I was also supposed to find someone named Anders Petunia who lived in the belt system and tell them that Sai-Jai
kicked the bucket
and would miss them, such and sundry, etc.
I think it was Anders and Petunia, their partners.
Oh, I just wrote Anders Petunia, Petunia, which is the weirdest name.
I know I had a moment being like, did I come up with that name?
I just want to test my preparedness and knowledge here. Didn't I meet Sai-Jai's ghost when on the ship when we were dealing sort of with the pirate politics?
Yes.
Yes. I am prepared.
10 points
bitches.
to Gryffindor.
Hey, first of all, fuck you for thinking I'm a Gryffindor.
10 points to Slytherin, then. Also, isn't that what the sorting hat sorted you into on...
God, you're like fucking Mike outing me for other things that you need to out me out about on this platform. Yeah, so she's a dead person.
Yes.
She was another treasure hunter, smuggler personality.
Is that someone that Jane 1 ran with?
I think she was peripherally involved in the initial expedition to here.
Oh. I see. Did you find anything else of interest?
I got a virus. I caught a virus. I learned that this motherfucker doesn't know what he's doing and has absolutely no written documentation, left nothing behind for posterity.
Maybe he took it with him?
That's what I'm thinking, which makes him an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, never mind.
Which is not to say, she says to the ship at large, that if he still wanted a ride, I would not be willing to, like, scoop him up in a glass jar and bring him back somewhere. Okay, you're still sulking.
I was going to say you can make a perception check.
Me? 2 successes.
Okay.
Wait, this is Gale's?
Yes.
2 successes.
You do kind of notice, because, like, the asteroid isn't that big, and you can, like, through the port, like, the front cockpit window, you can kind of see the, like, the archway, and you do actually notice that, like, a figure has kind of, appeared over there.
I rummage through his shit and find a mason jar. And just unscrew it, leave it at an obvious place for us to pick up on the way back.
Excuse me, we're in space. It's a spacing jar.
I think I need some Tums. I need some Tums after that.
Oh, no.
I am not apologizing. Hey, Bo, you still, practicing the sax?
I mean, how long's it been?
It's been probably like 15-20 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Okay. They had to walk over there and, do some rooting around.
Can I read you into
all you... Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Hey, Bo?
All you hear is the saxophone riff to Careless Whisper.
What the fuck is happening over there? And I just let it go.
Okay, so what are you guys gonna do?
Well, it's the ship, the asteroid, and the portal, right?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like nothing good can come from it, so why not?
Sweet. Let's go. We go. Dun, da, da, da.
We do that.
We do that.
Alright, so it's gonna take you guys a few minutes to kind of walk on over there. Did you mention the figure that appeared next to it? To Io, who was getting cough medicine when that happened?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
The figure that appeared next to Io. It was what's his face?
Appeared next to the archway. You saw that figure out the, like, cockpit window?
Yeah, wasn't it Mr. Guy?
Presumably, but did you tell Io that you're walking over to talk to the...
Yeah, I wasn't there.
thing?
No, I wasn't. I assumed that was Mr. Guy. If while we're getting closer, I noticed that it's not Mr. Guy, I wouldn't. If it's him, I'm not going to bother. She knows he's here. There's his jar.
When you say Mr.
Right.
Guy, do we mean the spirit that you first encountered?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Whose name? Anders Petunia. No, this is...
No, you need to talk to Anders and Petunia.
Rents Watson.
Why do I know your story, Perry?
You have a better short-term memory than I do, clearly.
Yeah, you do recognize that, like, as you get closer, you realize it is the same figure that you had spoken to earlier.
It's still red. Okay. Is he making eye contact?
He's kind of like, got like the 1,000-yard stare. Kind of like mostly staring, like, through the archway.
I walk up so that I'm standing next to him.
As you get closer, I will say make a Brooks check. As you approach the archway. And if if you're near it, Io, you can also do one.
I got
A
one.
Brooks check?
Yeah.
And it's a really damn good thing I got one, because I also rolled 2 strikes.
Oh, man. I got 1.
Okay, that's sufficient. As you guys approach, you feel this like really strong like desire. Just there's something nagging your mind about this archway. Like you just really want to know like what's on the other side of it.
I want to go through there.
I already wanted to know.
But at the same time, you're able to kind of like resist the effect and be like, no, like I need to kind of probably figure out what the fuck's going on before I do anything like that. But I want to know.
Hey,
I really
Jane?
want to know.
Hey, Io.
Do you have, like, a weird, like, pull to go through that thing? But then also, like, slight hesitation because maybe there's, like, a giant toothy monster that will turn me into hamburger meat if I go through there.
Yeah, I got that a little bit.
Alright, cool. So we're on the same page.
We are on the same page.
How do we investigate this thing? What do you know about it?
I'm gonna start by talking to our good friend, the dead man. Hey, buddy. Yoo-hoo. I wave my hand in front of his eyes.
He sort of like blinks and kind of like shakes himself and kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, hi.
Hi.
We're still here.
We're still here. How's it going, my man?
I think I died."
Wow, that's a shock to me. Oh, that's gotta be rough. Am I doing it right? Is this right?
I guess so. I've never dealt with this before.
Okay, I'm gonna keep trying.
Yeah, keep going. Gentle.
Okay. Alright, gentle. Yeah, wow, that sucks, buddy. Do you remember how you maybe died? If you died, do you remember how possibly you died?
Not that we're saying he died.
Not that we're... Just go with your gut instinct. What's your gut instinct?
He actually sort of ignores that question and kind of goes, "Yeah, it does suck. I was so close this time." It's like, do you know how long I've been waiting for that fucking journal to wind up on the market?
I beg your pardon. What?
The Blaze Journal. Dr. Xavier Blaze's journal. I've been watching it. They'd been stuck in the family for like, I don't even know how long. And finally there's an estate sale, and you know who gets it?
Fuckface
And he like,
McGee.
he like kicks the ground. He's like, "Yeah, fuckface McGee." Teen Sanand fucking beats me to the punch, grabs it before I even could, or even before Sai could. I'm sure she's pissed.
Oh, I guess I shouldn't tell him about the other person. Nope, he doesn't need to know that.
Okay.
And he's like, and then I heard that that other hunter, that Jane 1 or whatever.
Oh, what a bitch.
So, yeah,
I'm not a bitch.
she and her team,
No,
and
you.
like, I followed them out here, and I don't think they knew I was out here. I think followed at a distance, and tried to keep them off their like scanners, and then I got attacked in the Orc Cloud by something.
Yeah,
And finally, I got loose of it, and they left.
You just got here and the whole planet was empty?
I mean, there was this thing, and he kind of like gestures at the archway.
But like no ship?
Not that I could see.
Is the portal big enough for a ship?
No. A very small ship could probably fit through. Rence's ship could probably fit through, but it might like lose a stylish wing or something. But a ship that would like hold 3 people or 3 or 4 people would probably not fit through.
Okay.
The Vagabond would definitely not fit through.
And whatever Jane 1's crew was piloting, probably not.
Yeah.
Alright. That's super weird. What happened next?
I don't know.
Search your feelings, ghost. This is important information.
I think I put my scanners on my ship to try and reach out and see if there was a trail, and then I came to check this thing out.
Mm-hmm.
And he like thinks, and he's just like, I don't know what happened next.
You didn't maybe step through it and get instantly vaporized? This is just a casual question.
Ask him if there's a giant toothy monster on the other side.
Did you get chewed up by anything with really big teeth?
No teeth. No, I did. I walked through it.
Great!
Don't walk through it. Don't walk through it.
What was on the other side?
Nothing.
Is this like an old Earth joke about the chicken that didn't cross the road because there was no road? Is this some kind of weird metaphysical thing that's changed a lot over the last couple millennia that now doesn't make sense anymore? This joke is not going anywhere. I'm sorry. I thought it was funny in my head. It's not.
It was funny.
I was like, are you asking me or him?
Anybody.
Someone
Why?
save me.
You gotta give me a good reason not to go through this.
Jane, what's he saying?
He's saying don't go through the thing.
But
he went through the thing, and now he's saying
I want to
I
go
want
through
to
it.
too. I wanted to before I was being mystically compelled to. This is my whole job.
It's your wheelhouse.
It's almost as if my entire character and being exists to arrive at this moment.
If you guys can make an investigation check to kind of check out the archway.
All right.
That's Gale's.
Yeah.
Don't forget your extra die because it's a focus.
Yes. Like, I'm going to assume that as he's been talking, you guys have been kind of looking at it.
I got 1.
I got 2.
I think, Io, you're kind of the one that notices this first, but Jane, what you see is just, like, it's this archway, but it definitely looks like it was part of something bigger at one point. All of the pieces that have kind of come off and all the pieces that are kind of missing, like, it definitely looks like it was a piece of a larger thing. And it takes you a couple of seconds, Io, a couple seconds more while you're watching, and mostly watching Jane talk to this thing that you can't see. You kind of look and you're like, some of this material looks like ship grade. It looks like it could be part of a ship.
Hey, Jane?
Yeah.
Does it look like this thing might be, I don't know, part of a ship? Like, there used to be more to it?
Yeah.
Any guesses on what that's about?
Do I recognize, like, the metal? Can I date it? Can I spit on it and carbon date it with my robot spit or something?
Not before you get 10 pop-ups.
I would like to, I'd like to reroll my character. My special attack is carbon dating spit.
Yeah, why don't you make another flames check?
2.
So yeah, you do actually recognize, like, there's something about the metal that seems familiar. It's definitely an older, like, alloy that was sort of early colonial space era, around the time that humanity was first populating the stars.
Gundanium. Sorry.
Did you say vibranium?
I said Gundanium.
Yes, it was Gundanium, which is no longer used and hasn't been used in chips in, we'll say, several hundred years. But it's definitely, like, old and definitely ship part.
Okay, so it's old, and that's what I got, basically.
With a 2, yeah, you actually also think, and you're like, this is based on the sort of the shape, based on the, like, you know, the width of the metal, stuff like that, stuff that you've studied, stuff that, you know, logically makes sense. It's actually pretty likely that this was part of the ship's engine.
Is it some kind of like warp engine? Something that would, like, take you to different places?
Can I throw a rock into it? Is there a rock anywhere? I mean, I'm on a giant flying rock. Are there smaller parts of this bigger rock that I can kick free and chuck through the event horizon?
I'm gonna say that, like, when, like, Rents was grumping, he tried to kick a rock that is on the ground and was loose, but because he is a ghost, he kicked right through it. So yes, you can pick that up and throw it.
Alright. Whoosh. For those of you playing at home, I mimed throwing a rock in an audio medium because
it just instantly, like, vanishes.
But it does not appear to vaporize.
Make a Gale's check.
Can I roll as well since I would have witnessed it?
Sure, yeah.
2.
too.
Yes, it vaporized.
Yikes.
Okay, so fuck. But if it's, well, let's not walk through that.
Yeah, I second that motion.
The whole time you've been standing there, that like nagging desire to walk through it has been like just in the back of your minds the whole time.
What happens? Here's something novel. What happens if I walk around it? What's on the other side?
It looks exactly the same, just, you know, the other side of it.
Ah.
There's still that like a faint, like shimmering energy field that's like only just on the edge of perception.
What happens if I just put my prosthetic arm through it?
Do you do that?
I'm
Dude, what if it...
scared, but
You better hope it doesn't destroy things in discrete units.
kind of want to.
You sort of reach your hand and start putting a couple of fingers through, and they also just vaporize, and then you take it out, and there's just like a line where you stop pushing your fingers into this field.
Holy shit, as I like hold my hand up and I'm missing probably half of my fingers?
Yeah,
like
pretty
half
much.
the length of my fingers?
Yep.
Why did you put all four in?
I really wanted to do it. I was just curious. For science?
Oh,
For science.
It's alright, we've got funds, I'll buy you new fingers.
But look at that.
That's
just
fucked
they're
up.
gone.
Yeah, it's real fucked up.
Don't go through that.
No, I have
don't recommend
very
it.
few plans to go through that.
I still want to though.
Me too.
But we really shouldn't.
No, can I spend some time?
Great handwork.
Gesturing at the camera, yes.
Can I spend some time mentally interrogating the thing to try to figure out what it is?
Like thinking about it?
Yeah. Like poking it and seeing if are there buttons or there panels I can tear off? If I whack it in the side like an old television, does it change channels?
Have you tried blowing on it? Like an old SNES cartridge?
My breath vaporizes.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think as you like, I'm gonna say make another Gales check.
Six.
God fucking
I
damn.
kept rolling weaves.
So yeah, you notice there are panels that you can take off. There's wiring underneath them. There is like a it sort of connects back to like this like discarded, like on probably the far side of the rock, there's like a solar panel which you kind of get has been like the low key power source for this thing for however long it's been here. You find, I'm gonna say even with a 6, you kind of like take a couple of steps back and you notice that like at the top there was like a piece that looked flat, like it had at one point been on like the side of a ship or something. Yeah, you notice everything about this thing. You sort of come to the conclusion that this probably broke off of a ship at some point in the past. Like the ship kind of, like based on the angle that it's sticking out of the thing, based on your impression, you're kind of like thinking this thing like got ground into the asteroid and then broke off of the ship and probably like fucked up whatever ship's course that it was going, the course of the ship and wherever it was going.
Do I get the impression that it was an engine?
Yes.
Like a propulsion device? Like, I know you said part of the engine, but like if it's a probability engine, that's not a propulsion engine.
Actually, yeah, even with a 6, because goddamn, there's something about it that even reminds you of that, like, the experimental ship that you picked up just outside of Sedna. There's something about that makes it, like, kind of click, and you're like, wait a minute, somebody kind of warned me about this at one point. Like, there was some weird, like, skip drive technology kind of thing that was part of... Lenticular drive was the word I came up with.
So this is not a gateway, this is like a source of travel for a ship then.
Graham, that was 100% directed at you because I don't know.
Yes. And yeah, it was definitely like, a major component of a ship's engine that broke off. And there were probably like pieces of space junk, somewhere around that are like other parts of this engine. But this was like the propulsion part of the engine.
Is it old enough to be from Blaze's ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
You also, again, because you rolled fucking incredibly, you kind of notice, like, as you approached the asteroid, you noticed that it was kind of, like, spinning on the axis in a way that, like, if a ship had run into it several hundred years ago, it would probably still be spinning.
We should go back to the ship because I think I have to do some math.
Okay.
That's the best I can think of.
Are we...
So I think that this is part of Dr. Blaze's ship. I kind of expected to find the actual thing here. I thought this was like an X marks the spot kind of deal. But it doesn't seem to be. Because this is archaeology, nothing's that easy. I think what happened is they basically grazed their... I was going to make a metaphor, but then I realized in space the metaphor doesn't make any sense. They grazed their rear view mirror, I'm going to use it anyway, and it came off and stuck in this thing and made it start spinning. And the direction it's spinning is probably the direction they continued floating, but I don't think they would have gotten very far without this. And I think that maybe something the MC hasn't taken into consideration is if there were two of these and one of them got knocked off, that ship is just orbiting this area. Because if you only have one side propulsion, you go in a circle, as I once learned in a boat.
Well, in boats you also have drag from the water, whereas in space there is no water.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jane, but, like, wouldn't part of an engine be a bit more important than, you know, just a mirror? Like, wouldn't this cripple their entire journey?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. The ship could still be nearby. Like, we could still find the ship. That's why I have to go do some math.
All right, well...
to figure out how far I think it could have gone, in what exact direction, give us some coordinates to aim at, so that we're flying on the same trajectory. And, side view mirror is there used to be these things called cars. They were, like, really shitty boats for land. And they ate up a lot of... It's not important. It's not important.
Earth stuff.
Earth stuff. Old Earth stuff. So, my dude, my buddy. You still want to ride? I got this cozy little mason jar.
Rents kind of looks at you and goes, yes.
Great.
Tell him he can help us solve the mystery of the missing ship.
You can help us solve the mystery of the missing ship. You could be my talking head, except you're a ghost in a jar.
He kind of looks at you and goes, I don't know what that means, but...
Very few people listening to the podcast will also know what that means, but there are 3 people who are really delighted somewhere.
Can you scoop up a ghost in a jar?
I don't know, I've been talking about it this whole time, and you haven't corrected me.
I assumed you had a plan. Honestly, I thought you were going to try and pick up some of the, like, space dust and, like, you know, hope that some of it was...
his body
particulate.
Well, it's just flying all through the air, right?
Yeah.
So I just opened the jar.
Just wave it around.
Wave it around. And then I close the jar. And now I have a ghost in a jar.
Yeah, there is like a fine layer of dust on the inside. I will say, let's call it a luck check.
To catch the ghost? I want his consent. I'm not trying to... What fucking suit?
1 dice and it'll be Gale's or a weave.
I got a weave.
Yeah, you actually get like a fair amount of dust on the inside of the jar. And as you kind of bring the jar with you, Rence's sort of awareness kind of follows the jar and kind of follows you.
I'm keeping this jar.
Okay.
I've
And
always
you guys walk back onto the ship.
We walk back onto the ship.
Hey, Bo, what are you doing while they walk back onto the ship?
Bo is sitting in the mess hall. He's sitting down at a table across from Pixel's casing, and they're playing Chinese checkers again.
Nice. Are you winning, or is Pixel winning?
Oh, Pixel's totally winning.
I feel like Pixel tried to go easy on you this time, but still wound up kicking your ass.
That makes sense. Oh, and he's wearing pants now, by the way.
As I walk in and find Bo, I just kind of like go running in and go, Bo, look at this. Check this out. And I start like It's like I'm pointing one finger at him, but it's just like the half of the robotic stub finger. And then I start waving the rest of my fingers to show him that they're missing.
Oh, what happened, Nubby?
I really wanted to go through that gate, which isn't a gate apparently, and I kind of lost my fingers.
Well, I'm glad that you were smart in your decision to not just fucking walk through it then.
I mean, I have some sense, Bo.
I know, and I'm complimenting your sense.
Thank you.
I just had a thought that we might, I don't know, I will sort of retcon back in that while you were investigating, you did find a way that if you wanted to, you could have turned off the archway.
Oh, well, I totally turned it off. Why would I just allow other people
To get vaporized?
Okay.
to get
Yeah.
vaporized? Oh,
That's
here's
fair.
the plug. Click.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of
Hoping.
thinking. And as soon as you did that, that like nagging desire to walk through the archway just disappeared. And so did that energy field.
Groovy. Just out of spite, I walk through the fucker a couple times. Just back
Alright,
and
make...
forth.
No, nothing happens.
Just in a kind of like, take that! Frustrated. I can't believe this goose chase isn't over. Alright, back to the ship. Stomp, 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 stomp. Piff, 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 piff.
Alright. So you're going to try and do some math.
I math it up.
I'm making it a challenge of 3
Fucking
flames.
Yeah.
But I will say that, like, you can enlist Rentz's help. You could probably also, if you were so inclined, ask Pixel for help, too.
I'd like to use my head in a jar first.
Okay.
Hey, Rents, want to help me with this math? And we're gonna. Does that mean that he rolls? How does
Yeah.
how does the help manifest mechanically?
I will make a roll for him, and depending on his roll, you will get an extra dice.
Oh, then I would
How's that
also
sound?
like. I would also like Pixel's help.
Okay. He rolled no flameses. Pixel also did not roll a flames.
I get 3.
You get one more for your navigator.
This is how it ends. This is how it ends. This is it. Nothing. I got a strike.
All right.
Somewhere Jane 2 wakes up like, I feel the need to go on an endless journey.
Let's see. I have to punish you for that somehow, but I was also going to ask a question to Io. That back channel that you have with your buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that set to just like send you messages if you receive one, or do you just like have to check it and it'll sort of download? Is it push or pull?
I think it could work either way.
Okay.
Especially with everything that's been happening in the galaxy, I kind of have it set in case something comes up that I'm aware.
Okay. You have a message.
Great. So while Jane is figuring out her calculations and Bo is getting his ass kicked by Pixel, I'm going to head to my quarters
Okay.
to see what's up with the message.
All right. I'm going to say with the strike on the flames roll that basically you get really confident. You're like 100% sure that you know exactly where it is, and you start plugging those coordinates into the ship, and you just start flying off basically in a random direction.
How does that hurt me physically? That hurts my soul.
Exactly.
But
It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical thing.
Well, what happens when I get 3 and go unconscious? I just swoon like a Victorian heroine? I can't believe it's come to this! Thump.
Along the way, you hit some space junk. How's that?
I'm in a ship! Oh, fuck it. Whatever. I have 2. It's fine. I can faint. It's alright. I don't know why I'm arguing with you. That way! And we go...
So you guys
That
sort of
way.
start flying off, and that Io, you kind of go into your room, and you check your message, and it's 1 line long, and it just says, "K, I could use my best friend right now. There's no firebug, but I could use someone to talk to." And it's just signed B.
Best friend?
Shit. I wonder what's going on. And I start to compose a message using my stubby fingers and my regular fingers.
There are more typos than you.
B. So 2B. Can you provide me some more information? No. Let's do that over, because if he's saying that he needs his friend,
Yeah.
he needs his motherfucking friend.
Yeah.
So, B.
Mhm.
I'll be there as soon as I can. Send me the coordinates of a safe location. And I'll see you soon. Okay.
Alright. So yeah, I think, but now is when Jane's soul gets hurt because she realizes the place she has flown to is just empty space. There is literally nothing here.
From, like, the distance, like, from the cockpit, like, all the way from wherever you are, you just hear, like, motherfucker!
Io leaves her quarters to find Jane just screaming.
I'm, like, flipping, I'm just walking through the ship, flipping every table I come across.
Hey.
Fuck this table, fuck this table, fuck this table also, fuck this table in particular, because it's the one on which I did my math, thump.
I'm gonna say, this is how you injure yourself. You do that, and with the table that you did the math on, you just, like, hit yourself in the chin.
I bit my tongue! Ow! Ow! Ah!
Hey, Bo, where's the flask?
I'm just holding down the table that has the Chinese checkers board on it.
There are only, like, 6 tables on this ship.
I flipped 5 of them. The 5th one hit me in the chin. I've swallowed a lot of synthetic blood that day.
Io, you get a ping back after a couple minutes.
I head back to my room.
He sent you, like, a location that's actually, like, you recognize the coordinates there in the capital city of Mars. Campus Martius.
I was feeling conflicted
Hmm.
because she really doesn't want to return home. And she knows that it's B because of, you know, the message. That's something that they would only know.
Hmm.
But she's still wary. But she just responds with, I'll see you soon. And then I should go tell the rest of the gang.
Can I do the math again? I would like to do the math again.
I will say, yes, you can make the same roll, and you can also enlist the help again.
Can I enlist the help again, Uncle? That's very kind.
Okay, so Rent's struck out, but because he's already dead, he doesn't have...
What
Pixel
good is
also...
he?
Jesus. Oh no, Pixel gets one more. Fuck. Pixel also struck... Oh no, wait. Fuck, I'm gonna just reroll. I'm gonna start that again.
Okay.
So Pixel is going to roll.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, Pixel did a lot better. Yeah, so you got an extra dice for Pixel's help.
Okay. I need 3.
So you need 3. You've got 1 dice for Pixel's help and 1 for your Navigator perk.
I got 1. Again.
Okay. You got a strike last time.
Alright. My wits are addled. I'll
Yeah,
stop
that
talking like that.
that you got clocked pretty hard. You actually starting to like figure it, like do some thinking, do some logic. Like you're starting to like get a sense of where it might be, but you still need to. You think you need to keep working at it, which is about when Io enters the room.
Hey,
So...
what do you know about calculating gravitational fields?
Not a lot.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but why don't we put a pin in this? And, how do you guys feel about going on a holiday to Mars?
Why?
I just think it might be a good time to visit everyone's favorite soldier state.
We are we're within 10 parsecs of the greatest pleasure known to man. And you want to turn around and go back to Mars now? We're in the middle of nowhere.
I think at this point, while you were doing the math, your tongue probably stopped swelling a little bit.
Okay.
I think you could use a break, Jane. I mean, you seem a little bit stressed right now, and how many times have you done the calculations? Not that I'm doubting your ability by any means to solve, the greatest mystery in the universe. I mean, not really the greatest mystery in the universe, but anyway, solving a great mystery. I think you could take a step back.
But this is what my entire character was made for.
All right. Third time's a charm? Maybe we can help you with those calculations?
Oh yeah, I know a whole shit ton about this subject. I'm great at astrophysical.
Feel the optimism.
Fucking whatever.
Is there any way I can help Jane?
I would say you'd also have to make a probably flames roll.
Okay. 2.
So I think, yeah, you kind of like take a look at some of the like notes that Jane has made and go, I think that one's not quite right, and I think that is actually kind of in a different spot a little bit, and like, yeah, you managed to help Jane out. So you can take an extra dice for Io's help, Jane.
I'm just doing this for my own means.
I got 2.
Yeah, you're gonna have to just keep plugging at it. You still haven't quite like figured out to like a comfortable degree of certainty.
Boy, Io, I hope your character arc isn't about the heat death of the universe, because...
oh. Great.
Let's go to Mars.
We can...
Jane is, like, disappointed, but... I got a ghost in a jar. Not every archaeologist has that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of like Dr. Parsnip, right? You have a pet now.
He's very bad at math.
I'm...
You are terrible at math! How did you get here in the first place? I put him in the safe with the teddy bear. Poof, poof.
I mean, he's not actually in the jar. His body, he can
move freely about the ship.
Move around freely. And when you ask him that, he goes, I followed Jane 1.
I don't know who that is. Go sit in your jar.
He kind of like goes and like his ghost sits on the safe.
I need a drink. I go get a drink.
So has everybody been convinced that you need to go to Mars?
I don't know. Has everybody been convinced that we need to go to Mars?
Why, let's ask the one remaining character who hasn't spoken up on it yet. Hey, Bo!
Yes?
Are you convinced that we need to go to Mars?
I'm gonna need a little more evidence.
I think it might be really nice to get away, check out the sights, see some things, do some stuff.
Such as?
Converse with the locals.
You're really bad at this.
You're really bad at being a good friend, Bo.
Guilt notwithstanding, I feel like maybe you might have some ulterior motives, that's all I'm saying.
Maybe I do, and that's for me to know and you to find out.
That's not... Did you think that was a good argument?
I was hoping it would suffice.
Whatever.
Oh, never mind then.
All right.
So we're going to Mars?
Yes, you are going to Mars. Jane, plotting a course to Mars is a lot easier than plotting a course to somewhere you have never been before.
She puts it in like, boop, 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 smash! All right, let's go.
And with that, you are on your way to Mars.
Oh boy!
Sitting on a shelf in the main hall of a spaceship, there is a statue of a man with a beard, a shield, and a spear, the god Mars. Staring at that statue is a man in an ornate, comfortable chair and a Martian military uniform. He sits below a shield of his own, a large crest depicting the Martian family to which he belongs, the House of Invictus. A lieutenant enters the room and salutes. My Lord Lycus, we have arrived. Will you meet the doctor in here? Yes, send them in. Have their payment waiting outside. Very well, sir. The soldier salutes and leaves the room. Lycus turns to the statue and asks, Glad you got to see the old place one last time? He finds himself thinking about the man who gave it to him, the man who told him about a dead Earth anthropologist who'd be willing to part with one of his esoteric research samples. He smiles, glad that he didn't toss the man and his tattered old cloak out of the airlock. The statue bought the man an audience. The information might just have bought Lycus's alliance. To the silence in the room, he adds, You know, I'm not really sure what's coming next, but I'm sure it will be fun.
Hey everyone, this is Mike. Just wanted to pop in and say a quick thank you for listening to our podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. And also, if you could go give us a follow or like or comment, all that good social media stuff on our social medias, we'd super appreciate it. You can find us on Facebook at The Roll Less Taken, roll spelled R-O-L-E, on Instagram at The Roll Less Taken, and on Twitter at Roll Less Taken. I'd also like to thank our friends in the band E57 for the use of their song Stroke off the album Heavy Seas and Smashing Skies for our intro and outro music. You can find that album on Spotify, Google Music, Deezer, Bandcamp, and pretty much any place you can find music. If you get a chance, make sure you stick around after this outro because we leave some little bloopers and outtakes that you might find enjoyable. And we will see you in 1 week. Thank you very much.
It's in your bones, and now you know. It's eating at my soul.
You guys realize we've recorded like 21 episodes, which I think in podcast years means that
Legally
we're old
drink.
enough to drink now.
Yeah.
Let me compart with my person. I don't help. We have to start that sentence all over
Okay,
again.
that's fine.
I don't know what happened.
Take a breath, try again.
I'm just gonna have a sidebar. I'm gonna say something I hear Bo say all the time.
I think what you remember about Psy, and I think Psy was a male, but I don't recall exactly offhand right now.
Okay, first of all, I got notes, motherfucker, and it says she.
Oh, we will edit that
Oh, wait,
part out.
maybe
Perry's
that's-
prepared.
that's
Perry's
relating.
prepared.
Yeah, it says she. You had
Okay.
Psy as a she. Unless, dear listeners,
Correct our
Feel
shit
free-
if we're wrong.
feel free to email Graham if anybody's wrong.
Here's Graham's personal email address.
You can reach him at.
BUTTZ. Sorry, come on. Is this gonna read really terribly on it?
I don't think so.
Should I stop doing that?
That's up to you.
It's fucking not. I'd like.
It is really up to you.